agenda is the quarterly financial report and pension benefit changes. Did everybody get a chance to take a look at that from the last meeting? And anybody have any questions?
I don't.
I'm hearing none. So yeah, if you guys have had a chance to look at it, if you want to make a motion to accept and file.
Well, then I'll make the motion we accept and the new rule changes and that's exactly what we're dealing with. I understood this because I'm getting an echo on effect. Is that me or April again?
There, sorry.
I second.
Okay, we got motion and a second. Mark, was
No,
that?
wait a minute. Excuse me.
Was that the
Was the
report?
second to approve the quarterly financial report and the pension benefit changes? Or was that for something else? I think he was moving second.
I think, Josh, did you say something about rules or are we just talking about your quarterly?
No, the quarterly financial report and pension benefit changes.
Okay, yes.
Mine. Okay, you made a motion for.
Yes, accept those.
that. Okay, Richard, do you second that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so that's approved. Public in. Do we have any recordings?
We need a roll call vote, Josh.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that now.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Need a
getting
roll-
with the rules.
Go ahead.
Okay,
You need a roll call vote, Josh.
Okay. I am a yes.
Yes.
Clap is a yes.
All righty. Next is public input.
we didn't have any.
We got so unfinished business, approval of operating procedures for the pension fund. I do know that I don't see Brian that is with us right now. I know he had a couple questions and he had let the union take it to their attorney as well. And I think he had a few things. So unless anybody wants to approve it this time, we can just put it on the next meeting. Is there any discussion on that?
Well, yeah, I'm kind of lost on that piece. If he had some other info since I wasn't there and if it was brought up at the last one, can we just push that to the next meeting then?
Sure.
All righty. So we do, Dobie, do we really need anything for that?
Yeah, just make a motion to defer it to the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay, Josh, I make a motion. We defer that information and language and that to the next meeting.
All right. Second.
Second. And then a roll call.
Claps, yeah.
Do we have a second?
Yeah, Richard seconded.
Okay. Ingold is a yes.
Clap,
Sorry,
yes.
but is this the actuarial report? Is that it?
No, it's the operating procedures for the pension fund. Set of rules.
The rules and regs.
Okay, that's fine. Yep, thank you.
So Richard's a yes.
I'm good. Yep,
Okay,
thank you.
Okay. Moving on to Larry Bundy, date of death and October 2019 pension payment. I have nothing new. I have made multiple attempts to contact the one contact I had, his son in Texas. And I had initially talked to him, and that's how we got everything started. And I have heard nothing. I've left voicemails. Dobie, I don't know what you think, where we should go from here.
The October payment's already been made, is that correct?
Yeah, this is from 2019.
Yeah, October 2019. 2019, yeah. What was his date of death?
That's what's in question, is to, if if his family needs to pay back the remainder of the month. But
How much was it? If they should, yes. Now, whether they will or not, that's something else.
Sure. The question was, so they had a hard time. He had been.
They should pay it back.
I think he froze.
Yeah, I couldn't hear him. But what's was when the date was, because he had been down some time before they found him. So they were waiting on a death certificate for some time because of that. And I have tried to contact him to get a death certificate so we could get a date of death, and he has not responded. But
Where did he die?
In Texas.
They got to have a some kind of county coroner or something down there that we could contact and get that. If they're not going to be forthcoming, you know, that's one way to do it. And if we're still having problems, then just, you know, stop. Well, we already stopped payments. He died, but how much are we talking about that he's been overpaid?
I mean, Josh, are you looking at half a month or a whole month, or no? I mean, if we have to, we'll just go off the coroner's date when they pick the body up. Can't you do that?
That's possible. If we can get that information, I can try to contact the county and the coroner.
That'd be great.
Where he passed.
Because even if he died a week before, big deal. I mean, at least we know that the coroner had possession of the body by then, so we know that's a solid landmark.
Right. Josh, give me a call after the meeting and we'll coordinate something and try and get this figured out.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Does somebody want to make a motion to extend that to the next meeting, and we'll see if we can come up with a fix until then?
Just put it on the agenda for the next
Okay.
meeting, April, if you would.
Sure.
All right. So moving on to new business, fiduciary liability renewal from 2/1/21 to 2/1/22. I know that was Elizabeth's, and I don't see her logged in right now.
I think you might have the old agenda.
Oh, do I? I'm sorry.
Does it say special agenda at the top?
It does not, no. What was next?
I can send it to you. Did you find it?
I'm logging into the computer now. I'm off my phone.
What date did that one go out on?
Let me see here.
If you can tell. I'm just scanning, looking for the same stuff then.
That one out Monday.
Okay, I got it. Okay, looking at the special agenda, we're in a new business, and then approval of annual funding request with Ron. And if Ron is in the meeting, he is not.
Are we just gonna have to push that
Dobie,
to the
what's
next
your
one?
Well, we did, let me think here. We did have a quorum present, I thought, at the time. That was at the last meeting. You were there, were you not, Josh? And then you had to leave shortly after that. And I think we voted on that,
Correct.
as well as the annual funding report of his and the actuarial report. So those were handled as part of that last meeting, I believe.
Okay. I don't recall, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Well, let's do it again, just to, belt and suspenders, but we'll check the
I don't-
minutes from. Yes, April?
Yeah, we went through most of it, but I think we didn't have a quorum when it came to the actual approval, but I can double check again.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and do approve that, just to confirm that we've done it and done it correctly, but I'm pretty sure that's why Ron's not here, is we've already kind of done it, but let's do it as a belt and suspenders kind of thing for both the funding request to the city and another motion to approve the annual actuarial report.
Do I have a motion on the floor?
Yes. Funding request to the city, and also the annual actuarial report.
Second.
Yeah, put the two in one.
Roll call.
The annual funding request to the city, based on the actuary's report, as I recall, I've got written in my notes, was $1,723,669. The city, I think, under their funding agreement, will be probably giving you $1,403,000. So, but you still need to request the $1,723,669 as a fiduciary.
Okay. April, did you catch that?
Yeah,
All right. Do we have a second for the motion?
I'll do the second then.
Okay. And then Ingold is a yes.
Yes.
Clap, yes.
All right. Moving on to approval of the new recording secretary. Do I have a motion?
You're gonna have to fill me in on that one.
It's for
She sits there.
she's already.
aye.
Yeah, so we'll approve that then. If that, did you,
Need a motion to do that.
a motion to approve the new secretary
Yes.
by Clap?
And also,
Yes.
and then Ingold's a yes.
Claps, yes.
Sure. Yes.
All right. Welcome, April.
Aye again.
Okay. Training for board members. Is there any discussion on that?
It's down to 8 hours now for existing members. New members, I think you got to get 16, but and I think the training has to be in 5 specific areas: ethics, FOIA, open meetings, disability hearings, and probably another one that doesn't come to my mind right away. I think IPPFA's got some training. Firefighters may have something too on the transition of the monies to the state. I'm not sure about that, but I do know they have some free training at their site, so you can check that out as well.
Yeah, I do believe we have to do, it's like a 2-hour training on the transition to the new board.
Yeah.
Any other discussion on that? Training for board members?
That's just more informational. You don't need any motion or anything.
Okay. All right. And most of these are benefit changes that I know they were in Ron's report, but we've been putting them on the new business. So we had a retirement of Tommy Long. 10/16 of 20, and he's now gotten his first check, just as Ron's report reflected. We have a motion to accept Tommy's retirement.
I'll make the motion to accept it. Clap.
Second, Richard.
And Ingold is a yes.
Clap is a yes.
Yes.
Okay. Another benefit change was the retirement of Phil Edwards on September 4th, 2020. We have a motion for his retirement.
Clap will make it.
Okay.
Second,
Okay. Richard, second. Ingold is a yes.
Clap yes.
Sure, yes.
Moving to new hire Greg Ray as a tier 2 pensioner, 9/14 of 2020.
Is he the only one coming in? You got more.
We had one more, but
Okay.
I received his physical, so it'll have to be on the next agenda.
Okay, I accept him coming in. I'll open that up.
Okay. I'll second. And I will also be a yes on the roll call.
Clap is a yes.
Richard, yes.
Just so everybody's aware, with new hires in fire, and you're doing the right thing by going through this process and making note that it's tier 2 and the date that he was hired and stuff. But if you're hired, you're in the fund, as opposed to police. They've got like 90 days to sit around and figure out, do I want to be in the pension fund or not? So, but just so you're aware of that difference.
Okay, moving on to the resignation of Daniel Meyer. Daniel was with us less than a year, and he resigned. He did go to another Article 4 fund, and he has not requested to draw his contributions or anything like that yet. So,
So under this, will they just sit in our piece of the puzzle because everything's going together? So will it look like one package coming from did he go to Decatur, I think, or will it just one big piece and we don't have a clue when we finally get the new system up and running?
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing. And right now the money's with us. If, as and when, let's say he decides he wants to try and get that time or get the money back, why, we'll have to deal with that then.
Okay.
I don't know the answer right now, given, what's going on with this other stuff too.
Yeah.
Toby, do we need a motion? I mean, are we accepting anything really?
Yeah, you're accepting his resignation essentially.
Okay.
Well, I'll make the motion to accept it then.
Because something needs to be in his file as to when he left. So
I'll second that, and I'll be a yes on the roll call.
Clap is a yes.
Richard, yes.
Okay, moving on to the death of pensioner William Marshall. That was on August 7th of 2020. And he does have a spouse that it has been transferred to.
We need to make a motion or anything to accept that one and roll it to the spouse?
yes, we do.
Okay.
Motion to receive and file and essentially terminate his pension and begin the pension of the survivor's benefit. Something to that effect.
Okay. I'll make the motion that we terminate his and we accept moving to the wife for the pension benefits.
For the record, Rebecca Marshall.
Great. If you haven't already, Josh, you may have to get some more information from Rebecca and stuff, you know, social security numbers and those kinds of things, but
Sure.
that's just administrative.
Yeah, that's all taken care of for the William and also Doyle.
Great.
Okay. Where are we at with that? Do we get a second?
Yeah, we need a second on that. Do we have it, April? She's grinning, so I don't know if we had it.
Clap made the motion. I need a second.
I can second it.
Okay.
And I'm a yes on the roll call.
Clap's a yes.
Richard, yes.
Okay. Moving on to the death of pensioner Doyle Skinner. That was on 10/3 of 2020. And that is also being transferred to a survivor's pension. And I do not remember. I have all the required paperwork. I don't remember his spouse's name off the top of my head.
Okay. So I make the motion, we accept his death for the conclusion of that paperwork for the pension, and then move it to her spouse.
Okay.
And then yeah, whenever you can get the name in that, we'll throw it in there. Is Josh a second on that or not?
Yeah, I'm a second. Roll call.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clap, yes. Richard.
Try not
I
to
wear,
talk.
I wear the mask so you can't see the face, mouth moving that just to throw people off.
All right.
Practicing my ventriloquism.
There you go. Moving on to board election of active firefighter spots for Brian and I. So our terms were out. I'm trying to look at the date on the last one. Our terms were, and we held an election on 10/15 of 2020, and we held the election. We had nobody else nominated or running for the spots, so we won the election by acclamation.
So the board needs to make a motion to declare you the winners by acclamation, and second, and roll call it.
Okay, Clap will make the motion that we accept them by acclamation for the votes that they won. Got to have a second.
Yeah, we need a second.
Second.
I think I heard Richard second.
Yeah.
Okay, and a roll call. I guess if I'm allowed to say yes, if I'm in it, I'll say yes.
You're in it.
Clap says yes.
Richard,
You're in it. I go for it.
Okay, moving on to deputy chief position. So we've put
We'd had
out
we'd had a little discussion at the last meeting to the effect that there is a new position that's been posted or whatever. And by the description in the job description of some of the duties, that deputy chief, when hired, will be in the fund. It comes down to whether or not they report to fires, and whether you're hauling hose or you're directing somebody else to haul hose or get up a ladder or whatever. If that's part of your job description, then you are in the pension fund. If it's purely administrative and you have no firefighting responsibilities, then that's an administrative position, and you can probably be an IMRF or something.
All right. Any other discussion from anybody else on that?
And honestly, in the past, what you guys talked about, it looks like that would be an overall role that's going to be more than administrative as well, isn't it? So it's got to be in our pensions. So.
Right.
Yeah, it's looking that way.
You know, some communities are going that route, you know, new positions, you know, they're having a deputy chief, you know, basically be the office manager and take care of all of that and inspections and things like that. So,
Okay. So moving to our meeting dates for our next quarterly meeting. Is everybody okay with January 29th?
Josh, do we need to do anything about that, putting that position in, or did you guys deal with that last time? Or is this just more for conversation?
this is, you need to decide when your quarterly meetings are going to be, and it has to be announced like a year in advance.
No,
or
no, no, no. I
thereabout.
meant to the division chief position, or deputy chief.
What about that then? I'm sorry, Mark.
Do we need to vote on that to confirm it's
No.
in there just on a date, or just conversation?
It's just conversation.
Okay.
It can be part of the minutes that it was discussed.
Okay. Sorry, Josh, go on.
No, it's okay. So for the meeting dates for the next year, we have January 29th, April 30th, July 30th, and October 29th. Do we have a motion to accept those?
I believe those are the same dates the
Same.
police also adopted.
I'll make a motion then that we accept those dates that you listed for next meetings, quarterly meetings.
Okay, I'll second that. And I'm a yes on roll call.
Yes.
Richard, yes.
Okay, moving on. So I guess we'll see everybody for the next quarterly meeting on Friday, January 29th. And we can adjourn the meeting
And that's usually what, at 9:30, correct?
at 9:30.
Or whatever. I don't know, 9:30?
Yes, sir.
Okay.